following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out.
Believe it.
Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your beer. Keep following the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like that. I know you like that. How long you been back, man? I see the girls in the club, they get
Andy.
And all the pretty chicks all wanna smile.
You are listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers, with you Monday through Friday, but I'm back today. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, that was a great welcome song, Andy. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Andy. Thank you to all of you guys who, honestly, y'all been holding me down. Y'all have been emailing me. You've been sending messages and all of the above. And I have missed you. I really have. Yeah, I've really, it has been somewhat of a vacation a little bit, but it's been nice. It's been really great, and it's been great to receive your messages and your love. So definitely want to thank you for that. I want to give a very special shout out to Michelle Duffy. Y'all, Michelle Duffy was really holding it down on the Raw Report. She's such a beautiful soul, and she's the perfect person really to have filled in for me. She was holding it down all 2 weeks that, that I was out. She was definitely doing a great job. I would chime in or tune in a little bit, and she did a fantastic job. As you know, if you've been listening to Michelle Duffy, she's mentioned her own show on Saturdays. That's Saturdays 1 to 2 p.m. It's called The Backstory with Michelle Duffy. So if you didn't know about her before now you know about her. You got to go support her. She's always having a wonderful show. I was actually a guest on her show before. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for having me, Michelle. So anyway, thank you so much to you, Michelle Duffy. I truly appreciate you. Another major shout out to my mother, one of the true founders of the Raw Squad, Deborah Chikoa. Shout out to Deborah Chikoa. She had been out here with me, hanging out with me and the family. Like, it's just been a great, great time. She surprised me. That was nice. And so we had such a wonderful time while she was out here, but she's back in Birmingham. She's back in Beham. So definitely want to give a shout out to her. And I did get a chance, though, to see a few of your faces and meet a few of you. Just this past Friday, we had here at KBLA, we've been talking about it over the past several weeks, and I'm sure you've heard by now. We had a wonderful, wonderful time at the press conference, and it was what we did announce, and again, you've been hearing about it, is our 12-month $2 million climate justice campaign. And we had that at the MLK Memorial Tree Grove over at Kenneth Hahn. And it was wonderful. It was so great to see. It's always great to get into the community and see you guys. And some of y'all recognize us because we do YouTube. So shout out to y'all who recognize us from YouTube and who listen to our shows. But that's always great. You guys are like, I listened to your show, or it was fantastic. I'm looking forward to you coming back. We took a few photos. Shout out to Miss Sheila. I know you, Miss Sheila. I see you and appreciate the love that you gave me and the other talent here at KBLA. So we appreciate you very, very, very much. I don't have any updates The update is I'm back. So that's what we have for you. I'll get back to them tomorrow, though, because I'm not going to leave you hanging. There has been so much going on. I have been definitely keeping my ears to the streets and, eyes to the news, obviously, to find out what's been going on. So I'll bring you some of that good news and some other news tomorrow. We'll start that back tomorrow. But as of right now, happy Monday to you. Happy Martin Luther King holiday to you. Do you know we've been celebrating him? Of course, you got to know we're working on MLK holiday. There's a ton of people who are off, but not us, because we've been celebrating what would have been his 95th birthday. Wow. The question that I had, I've just been thinking about, and I do this often. I don't, it's not just today or whenever we're celebrating his weekend, but I do it often. I try to reflect and think about, since his passing and what has gotten better, what's gotten better, what has gotten worse, what can we change, and are we moving towards change? I think about a lot of those things. So that's going to be my question of the day. I'm going to put that. Do you feel, just as a whole, I know we can break it down, y'all. I know we can do that. But as a whole, do you believe that times have gotten better or have they gotten worse? And so we'll ask that over in our chat. And we have a few questions that we'll be asking throughout the Rob Report today. But Andy, should we get into the Rob Report? Let's go ahead and drop that.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Well, Wack 100, who happens to be a personal friend of mine, he's stirring it up. Okay, he got a conversation going today. Now, Wack 100, for those of you who do not know, you probably haven't heard of him, to be honest with you. This is a former gang member, street guy turned businessman and entrepreneur, and he's a music executive, as a matter of fact. He manages a lot of artists. He used to mentor me in some ways, in a lot of different ways. The second book that I published, I thanked him because we're very close, and he actually mentored me in so many different ways. But he's always in the news. He's always in the news for some things that you may or may not agree with. But this one has a lot of people thinking. He apologized to Martin Luther King Jr. for segregating ourselves after he fought for desegregation. We'll break that down. And I'm so excited. By the way, I'm so excited because my contributor is in the studio today, and y'all love my contributor because he's always stirring some stuff up, and he's always saying some stuff, truth or, whether you agree with him or not, he's always saying at least what he feels. So we've got him in the studio today, and we'll get to him in just a moment. We're also going to talk about Khalifa. Now, Khalifa says he refuses. He's not disrespecting the mother of his child. And it's actually refreshing because we're on the heels of Jonathan Majors talking about how he's looking for a Coretta King. All right. Okay. Now, he got clowned for that. But people are talking about it. What did that look like when Martin Luther King respected his woman? What did that look like? Well, Wiz Khalifa is jumping in here. He's talking about respecting the mother of his child. All of the things. Okay, it's going to be a great conversation. And as you guys know, you can always call us 1-800-920-1580 if you want to jump in on the conversations. We're gonna get to that on the other side. You are listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Lil Rel Howery. Right now, you're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. That's right, the Rob Report.
You're inside the Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. All over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus, plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower use for adults only.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Raw Report.
With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
And a major shout out to the Raw Squad. I see you guys. Thank you so much for joining me over in our YouTube chat. I see you. I definitely see you. Okay, so y'all are already starting to answer the question. The question of the day right now is, have things gotten better or worse overall since MLK passed? Overall. Right now, it's looking like 100% of y'all say it's gotten better. Okay, I can't knock you. You think what you think. I've had many conversations about this, but let's go ahead and move on with our conversation, and maybe we'll get into a little bit of that. Joining me in studio, so happy to have him in studio because it's going to be better than having him on the phone. Obviously, I love when he's here. Please welcome Nick Hamilton of Nightcast Media to the Raw Report.
Hey, how you doing?
I am fantastic. I'm so glad that you have joined us today, and I'm glad that you're here, Nick. How have you been? How were your holidays and all that?
I mean, it's an interesting 2024 to say the least.
Okay.
I just look at it like, hey, we're here. Another blessed to see another year. So
yeah,
moving and shaking. But what I will say is the fact that, to answer your question, I know you said something about Wack 100 in his comments. And like we were talking off air, like I've never met that dude. I don't know that dude. I've never even interviewed that dude. So I kind of stay away from the foolishness. But this is why I say research is very important.
Okay, you're jumping on in, and I like it. I want to hear what you have to say. Let me give a background to this conversation and what Wack 100 said. Again, if you're not familiar with Wack, that's fine. It's okay. Mm-hmm. He used to be a street guy. I mean, he was a gang member for many, many years. He's still affiliated somehow, but he tries to move that culture and these younger guys into a more positive direction now. He's a businessman. He has done very well for himself, but he still says a lot of things that are pretty controversial, and so everybody has something to say. He's a manager of many different artists who are out there, and good for him. But what he said on social media today, let me read this. He says, "My apologies, Dr. King. You fought for desegregation, and we turned around and segregated ourselves. Your fight for the people was turned into the fighting amongst our own people. I myself at one time played a part in this. My apologies on your born day. You died for what we take for granted. So then he starts giving RIPs to all these different people. Big Juke, by the way, who was just killed yesterday, the brother of Yo Gotti, was just killed. I mean, actually in the early hours of today, I believe. And here we are, still killing each other and this violence against each other. Okay, but now that we've set the tone as to what he said, give me your thoughts on him as a whole and also what he said.
Well, like I said, I've never met the man, so I don't know. I will say, according to those comments that he made, this is why research is very important. If you understand, I'm going to focus on what Dr. King was really about and what he really stood for, especially the latter part of his life before he was murdered. And when you talk about, first of all, Dr. King wasn't about that. Early on, yes, until he came into a knowledge of self, meaning he realized, like he told the late Harry Belafonte, I think I led my people into a burning building. Yeah. Because he was so focused on trying to infiltrate and integrate versus understanding what economics really is really about and the true power in economics. And he was about cooperative economics. That's why he became a threat latter part of his life. Nobody cared about sitting at a lunch counter. Nobody cared about trying to go into schools and things of that nature. It was about economics, which made him a target. Once you start waking up people about economics, you become a target. And unfortunately, that's what happened with Dr. King. If you look at the latter part of his life, how he was starting to rally and organize the Teamsters Union when he was going down to Memphis and doing all of those things because he understood about organization, strategizing, organizing, and then being able to build an infrastructure amongst in our communities. Something that Dr. Claude Anderson has been preaching for decades about, whether it's powernomics, black labor, white wealth, dirty little secrets. He's been saying the same things that Dr. King has been saying before his untimely murder for years. So when you say stuff about desegregating and we were segregating ourselves, that's not what Dr. King was about. People are so asphyxiated on, and especially mainstream, about, oh, I have a dream. I want to sit at the lunch counter at J.J. Newberry's. That's not what he was about. He was truly, first of all, this man was a brilliant man, number one. He had his flaws like everybody else. He had a beautiful wife that really stood by him through thick and thin. You talk about somebody who was stood on business. Coretta Scott King stood on business.
On business, right.
But Dr. King, she understood Dr. King not only had a dream, but this man had a vision. You can see, you keep dreaming, you stay asleep. When you have a vision, you wake up and you execute it. And that's exactly what, as Dr. King grew, that's what he did. That's why him and Malcolm finally connected, which now there's a series that's coming out. I believe it was at Hulu or Discovery, one of those networks that are going to, and during Black History Month, they're going to talk about it. So I'm interested to see what they have to say surrounding that, because again, no one knows what that conversation was about.
Well, you mentioned the I Have a Dream speech. I do want to play a portion of that, and then let's talk about it, because I know we talk about the former and the latter, right? What he used to preach about, and then his remarks, sort of the regret that he had about it. Let's listen to a little bit of it and break it down after.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
What part of it is, well, obviously we probably will never know. Unless you are just an avid student, right? But what part of it is the regret? Is it segregating, desegregating amongst, living amongst all of us together, or is it just, that's the question that I have. What is the bad part in society right now? Because a lot of people will say, you know what, we should have never gone for it. You know what I'm saying? Because we've done a lot of great things amongst our own people, and I get that. But is it okay to say it's still what he was actually pushing for was the fact that we can go amongst you all, maybe not living with you all, but we can go amongst you all, do business there, and then go back to live with our own people?
I think hindsight is always 20/20, and also too, I think, it became dependent, right? And there was no replenishing. I mean, when you look at, Tulsa, we talk about Black Wall Street, but those black folks were independent because they had to be, because they were segregated. So they said, okay, we're going to be segregated. We're going to build up our own infrastructure. And then once they realized, the oppressor realized, okay, this is doing too much. We got to destroy this before it gets out of hand, because they're going to spark other people to be to be inspired.
Yep.
And so that's why I said earlier, research is so important, because if you truly understand Dr. King, whether it's Malcolm X, whether it's the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, whether it's the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee with Kwame Ture, known as what he did, which is Stokely Carmichael. You have to look at all of these groups, even the freedom fighters, and what they endured and what they had to take care of. And so I think also, too, it's not so much integrating with those, but becoming dependent upon amongst yourselves and really building a structure. When you look at the Montgomery bus boycott, it was incomplete. And the reason why it was incomplete, you bankrupt them, but then what did you create for yourself? Yeah, you bankrupt them and you put them out of business and you made a point, but then what did you do beyond that? Did you create your own bus company where you can start generating economics, cooperative economics in your various communities, where you're able to say, okay, hey, we have our own bus company now, so now you could take public transit, and now you're also supporting folks that look like you and building up that infrastructure and that tax base to be able to say, okay, now we can start to create something that's going to be worthwhile. Those are the things, when you look at those type of situations, that's what I'm saying is incomplete. And I think
it's always been that way, though.
Right.
If you think about it, even today. I mean, we've done it plenty of times. We are always talking about, Blackout Tuesday. I don't know. We're not going to go to Target. We're not going to go to Walmart. We're not going to do any of those. Yeah. Well, not only
we're going to boycott the NFL, but yet you go watch the NFL and watch the Super Bowl halftime show. So I mean,
you are. And not only that, though, if you did choose to take that day off, there is no follow up. To your point, there's no follow up.
It's just another day off.
Right.
That's all it is. You didn't make no money that day,
right,
or maybe you took a sick day. You got some PTO.
Yeah. Let me ask you about this though before we continue on to another conversation. I want to know. We talk about this a lot because there are a lot of people. Even think about Fat Joe. We were talking about Fat Joe a few weeks ago, where he mentioned that 90%, 95% of his raps are lies, right? Mm-hmm. Well, now that you've built your career, you've built your empire, your kids are well off, you're good. Now you go back and say, okay, my life was a lie. My whole career was a lie. Well, similarly, for these for these gang members and people who had done all of these negative things to tear down our community, what do you feel about, I feel like to a certain degree, it's all right. Like, even if you've come back around right now and you're trying to do something positive, fine. But what are your thoughts on people who try to, like I mentioned before, he's still somewhat affiliated. Like, do you have any thoughts on gang members or people who once, sort of tore down our community and try to say things like this now?
Well, I say this much. You got to understand, gang culture. I got family members in gangs. I've had, some of my partners I know that are gangs or gang affiliated that were, and now they're doing some positive work. And I think you have to understand the orchestration of it, how it formed, why gangs formed. The gangs that were formed were not violent. They were not trying to destroy. They were trying to protect because of police brutality and all of these other things that were going on in various communities until it became corrupted. Once it became corrupted, when it comes to, obviously, socioeconomic conditions that weren't providing opportunities to thrive and to be something positive in the various communities. And then, of course, the crack era hit, Reaganomics hit, so it became very twisted and it became very distorted and perverted, I should say. But a lot of brothers, I mean, they've proven that brothers can come together. Look at what happened in 1992, during the riots.
Yeah.
Bloods and Crips came together like nobody saw ever before. And so that was a beautiful thing. And then now you have brothers that have gotten older, you know, and really doing some positive work in the community where they're able to share their experiences to those and say, look, man, I did this so you don't have to go through it. Now, if you want to go through it, that's your choice. But you don't have to because you have certain examples. Now, those who have ears to hear, let them hear. So I don't have a problem with that, whoever it may be. If you're trying to do something, there's a lot of brothers that do a lot of positive, some that we know, some that we don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of positive things going on in business, community, what have you. So I don't begrudge anybody. I think everybody has a right and an opportunity to do something because we all make mistakes. None of us, we all are flawed earthlings. All of us earthlings are flawed.
Yeah, come on, earthlings. The question right now that 80% of you say is better. It says, the question says, how have things gotten better or worse overall since MLK passed? Your thoughts, Nick? And we got a minute, so let me know. No. Okay, so you said you're part of the 20% who says it's gotten worse.
I think it's progressively. I think there's a few areas where it has improved, but it's gotten progressively worse because of how society has been carded and how society has been, altered, and it's the dumbing down of society. I mean, there's certain things even in school they don't teach anymore. With that fuel future adults, and so. I mean, look at the music today. Look at the television screen today. I mean, when you look at, the Critics' Choice Awards, how many black dudes won a Critics' Choice Award? There was one sister that won a Critics' Choice Award, and congratulations to her. Cord Jefferson, who was the director of American Fiction, great movie, by the way. He won an award. Congratulations to him. Really good dude. I had a chance to talk to him once. But look at all these nominees. But no, and then we get hyper and we say, oh, everything's changed. Look at the Emmys tonight. Look at the Emmys tonight. It's all black executive producers, but where I guarantee you there's not 40% black-owned media on that carpet.
You already know. Nick Hamilton, once you get them going, we'll continue our conversations on the other side. We're going to talk about Wiz Khalifa, and this is a very interesting conversation, and I'm so glad to talk about it because it's different. I feel like it's a different spin on relationships and how relationships look today in modern day. So we're going to break that down on the other side. Right now, we've got news, traffic, and sports. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Eric Bellinger hanging out right here with my family at The Raw Report. Keep it live.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. We now have a first-in-the-nation look at who Republican voters are choosing as their 2024 presidential nominee, even with forecasters predicting life-threatening cold conditions across the state, with wind chills dropping as low as minus 35 degrees. Supporters of Trump came out in numbers. Just 30 minutes after voters began casting their ballots, NBC News reports former President Trump is the projected winner of the Iowa caucuses. Trump entered the night with a commanding lead. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is seeking more help from the Biden administration to help address the ongoing migrant crisis. Speaking on ABC's This Week, Pritzker also criticized the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, for sending asylum seekers to Democratic cities and states in the bitter cold. Mayors from across the Chicago area, including Black Mayor Brandon Johnson, are scheduled to meet tomorrow to talk about how to support new arrivals. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Hit the brakes over in Downey as the left lane is currently blocked with an accident on the 5 South before Paramount Boulevard, and slowing is coming from Slauson Avenue. Back in Sherman Oaks on the 101 North at Woodman Avenue, left lane is currently blocked with an accident, causing a slight slowdown as well. Over in Anaheim Hills, a 20-minute traffic jam still runs heavy back on the 91 East between Imperial Highway and Gibson Canyon Road. In Santa Ana, hit the brakes on the 55 South before MacArthur Boulevard as an accident's on the right shoulder. And in Mission Viejo on the 5 North off-ramp to Oso Parkway, watch for a stall in the left turn lane.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would be enormously proud of some achievements in sports that he never imagined. When the NFL kicked off the 2023 season, 14 teams started a black quarterback. When Dr. King was assassinated in 1968, NFL teams did not believe a black man could be their quarterback. All 3 of the NFL's black head coaches this season took their teams to the playoffs. One of them, Houston's DeMeco Ryans, won his first-round game on Saturday. 2 sisters from Compton, Venus and Serena Williams, changed the landscape of tennis and won a combined $136 million in prize money. Venus and Serena combined to win 30 Grand Slam events, 122 singles titles, and 4 gold medals. And 4 black athletes used their skills and marketability to become billionaires. Tiger Woods, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Magic Johnson. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
City of Los Angeles landlords that own rent-controlled properties, starting February 1st, you'll be able to increase rents by 4% for your rent-controlled properties. An extra 1% per utility, up to 6%, can be added only if you pay the entire gas and electric bill. And don't forget to give your tenant an advanced 30-day written notice for rent increases of less than 10%. It is state law. Learn more about the rent increase at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org.
Hello, I'm John McKinney, your candidate for District Attorney. As an African American who has served our community for over 25 years, I'm proud to have successfully convicted the killer of Nipsey Hussle, standing up for justice where it matters most. But my commitment extends beyond the courtroom. I'm deeply invested in youth development. And when it comes to our police, I believe in accountability. It is essential that those who protect us are also responsible to us, reflecting the values and integrity of our community. This election, I ask for your vote. I am John McKinney, and I'm running to be your district attorney. Learn more at McKinneyforLA.com.
Paid for by John McKinney for LA District Attorney 2024.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Timbo, Neo, Loso.
I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. Mommy, I'm good all by myself, but baby, you make me better. 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 You make me better.
You plus me, it equal better math. Your boy a good look, but she my better half. I'm already bossing, already flossing, but why had a cake if it ain't got the sweet frosting?
I just wanted to let it ride. You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Andy, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it play. I mean, in the background, but you gotta let that ride. Okay, it is the perfect song to introduce our next conversation. I miss you, Andy. I miss you. Hey.
If I'm gonna be king.
Yeah. I'm gonna need Coretta Scott if I'm gonna be king. Absolutely. Well,
where is my Coretta?
Yes. We are in studio live with Nick Hamilton of Nightcast Media, who's joining us on the Raw Report today. I'm so happy to have him here. So happy to have you all here as well. Thank you so much again to all of you who are joining in at the at the YouTube chat. My question right now is, this is so great, and we're gonna play a clip. Wiz Khalifa. We're talking Wiz Khalifa, who is a great artist. I'm a fan, by the way. The question is, are you confident enough for your spouse or, your partner to be on great terms with his or her ex? I appreciate y'all honesty right there, because it's right now y'all 50-50. It's pretty deep. Let's let you hear it in Wiz Khalifa's own words. Let's let you hear how he speaks on his relationship with his child's mother. Let's take a listen.
I'm super duper open about the boundaries that me and Amber have. I think it's probably difficult for anybody that she deals with too, because we're so vocal about the love that we have for each other. And I'm a powerful person in what I do, and she's powerful in what she does. So it's like a little bit of intimidation there. They're gonna be like, oh, you'll always go back to him, or he can call you right now and you'll just go running. And that might or might not be the case, but if she's focused on you at the time, that's not the conversations that y'all need to be having. Same thing for me, where it's like, I'm not gonna mistreat her to make any woman feel better. So if you expect me to, badmouth her or keep a conversation short with her, or not, laugh when I'm on the phone with her, just simple shit.
Yeah.
It's like we gonna have a problem, because I'm gonna be good to her, and that's just something that, not that you're just gonna have to accept, but you're gonna have to really enjoy that. You're gonna have to want that for me. You know what I mean? That's gonna have to make you happy too. And it might be hard, it might be difficult. I understand that you feel like this, and you could think these things, but it's up to me to, put that confidence back there.
Okay, it might be hard, it might be difficult, but Nick, I got to ask, are you confident enough for your spouse to be on great terms with her ex or his ex? Are you confident enough in yourself and in your relationship where your partner would have, a great, and be on the phone laughing with each other and, having such a great relationship?
I think there has to be open communication. I think, like Wiz said, there has to be boundaries, and then both parties have to live up to those boundaries. And I think also, too, perception. I think, what would you want your significant other to be a part of? Would you be cool with your significant other to be kikiing up all the time with their ex? Like, how would you feel? So I think you have to put yourself in that position and understand where they are. I think it's not so much a level of confidence. It is to a degree. But I think also, too, it comes with the point, like, okay, dude, like, where's the boundaries? Where they? Is it blurred or is it crystal clear?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, I gotta ask you, what are boundaries though? Like, what are some boundaries?
I mean, y'all ain't gonna be kikiing it up all day, every day. I can tell you that. Because if that's what you want to do, you can see yourself out.
Okay.
And drop the keys off in the mailbox.
You can see yourself out.
I mean, that's what you want to do.
Not all day, every day. Okay.
But I think also, too, I think there has to be an open communication. I think you have to communicate, hey, look, there's no feelings between us in this particular way. We're still cool. And especially if you have a child involved. I mean, you have to be amicable with the child so they can see that it's peace in the valley, so to speak. And then you have to raise, your child or whatever the case may be. And I think that adds a different dynamic to understanding the relationship between
Of course.
them.
Well, there is a certain, and you're right, it's not all about confidence. That is one part of it. I feel like that's sort of the starting point. If you don't have confidence just in yourself and in your relationship, you're already at a deficit. I mean, that's number one. But number two, the other part of it is respect, right? So the boundaries, I think that's a part of it. It's just the respect. What kind of, like he mentioned it, Wiz said it, he was like, it's going to be on me to sort of reassure my partner, okay, no, we're good. I love you. I'm not going back to my ex or whatever. But a part of that is confidence too.
And that's why I said communication, because if you texting and laugh at 12 o'clock 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, hey, unless there's something wrong with the kid, you know what I mean? Nah, bro. I was born at night, but not last night. Something else going on around here. And then you got to be able to tell somebody, hey, look, we did this, we did that, and that was then, this is now. And I think most people don't want to tell people then they're 99.9% of the truth because they fear that, oh, man, they might leave me or they may not understand or they're going to be mad.
Yeah.
But that's you. I mean, if you did it, you got to put it on the table.
But isn't what he's saying the dream? Like, what I mean is, like, if I'm Amber Rose, Amber Rose is his child's mother. She is I don't know what you call her at this point. She's beyond an influencer. She's
floating and utilizing oxygen. Go ahead. Continue.
Don't do Amber like that.
Name me one
Don't
thing.
do Amber Rose like
name
that.
me one thing that she's known for that's talent. The fact that she said
she's a reality.
Again, name me one thing that she does. She acts.
She galvanized a bunch of women, and she called it what did she call it?
What did she call it? No. You tell me, Andy, Robin.
She called it the slut walk. She galvanized a bunch of women. She called it women empowerment.
That is not empowerment, sweetheart.
Okay, dressing.
Well, I'm not talking to you like that. I'm saying into her. That is not empowerment, sweetheart. That's like somebody. I watched something the other day on Instagram where this girl said she likes getting a lot of men, having sex with a lot of men at the same time, and she called it sexually freeing, and she called herself a goddess. You're not a goddess, sweetheart. You're that word that starts with a W. You're not a goddess. If you think you're a goddess, you need to get your head examined. And if you're Amber Rose, you think that's something that's liberating, you need to get your head examined.
Is she one of those people who
she does
basically
nothing.
just got, I mean, she obviously she became famous when she started dating Kanye. So is that her claim to fame? Just dating, okay.
And having a baby by Wiz Khalifa.
Okay.
Because that's what she's known for. We don't know. She sucks at acting. She can't sing. She can't rap.
Ooh. I mean, what's this heat in your throat with Amber Rose?
I mean, stop me when I'm lying. Let your listeners know. Stop me when I'm lying. Name me one thing that she's talented at. When we talk about Wiz Khalifa, we can say, oh, Wiz can rap, Wiz can write. We've seen him do other things, create businesses, things of that nature. We've seen that. When we talk about, we talk about, I mean, hell, we could talk about Niecy Nash.
She also is the
great
ex
women out
of AE.
Who?
Alexander Edwards. Am I correct by saying that he's now dating Cher?
Oh, that's that dude.
Yes.
That's dating Cher.
Yes. So they.
God bless you, brother.
Yes, and have a child together.
Really?
With AE.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Looking for the checks, huh?
I'm pretty. You got something against Amber Rose?
I don't have anything against Amber Rose, but I am no.
I
listen,
mean, can you give me one positive thing?
I mean, she's alive. She's a mother. I mean, and she seems to be a good mother.
She's a beautiful woman.
She is. She's very pretty.
All right.
She's very pretty. But I mean, but I'm saying when I listen, there are a lot of talented women out here, right? When you look at, like I said, Niecy Nash. When you look at, Tracy Ellis Ross, who was absolutely gorgeous. When you look at Halle Berry. When you look at just a lot of other talented women. I mean, even those in the rap community. Even Cardi B has a good business sense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I mean, we're kind of getting away from the point. The point is,
you're
right.
But don't make it.
You're
I don't
right.
want you to make it seem like I have something against Amber Rose. I don't. But I'm just saying.
The only reason is because I agree with you. I can't pinpoint anything wonderful that she's done or anything that stands out. I'll say I can't.
Did she cure cancer? No.
Okay.
Come on.
Well,
I'm just saying, we hold her in such high regard. I mean, like I said.
Not necessarily that. It's just, I mean, you sound and this is not even the point. The point is not even to go in on Amber Rose. I was just trying to discuss who the woman is.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying, I don't have anything against Amber Rose because there's some lazy dudes that ain't worth crap. They just out here, quote unquote, influence, and they don't do crap.
Okay. Well, he called her powerful with the mother, the father of her kid even called her powerful at what she does. That's what he said. Andy, you're not going for it. Andy, okay, all right, okay. The point is that to me, if I'm in her shoes, that's a woman's dream for you to have a man. For you to have a man, your child's father, to almost stand up for you like that,
he should stand up because that's the mother of his child, and like I said, I know
that's not the case all the time, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate because his child is at an age where he can understand and listen to things and comprehend things. And if you're telling your child, hey man, respect your mom, do this, and I don't respect the mother, then what kind of example am I setting as his father?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think I applaud Wiz for doing that because that is a good example to set for his son.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're able to find a woman of whatever caliber that you want to deal with, you have to find those respectful qualities. So I think that I respect Wiz for that.
Yeah.
And in him doing that. But again, like you just asked me, like that's why I said, like we have to stop holding these people on such high regard. And I'm not saying disrespect them, but I'm saying let's keep it a buck. Like, what are they really about?
Okay, fair enough. But would you agree that we should have more men and more women sort of in that position, saying what Wiz Khalifa is saying? Because what he's saying is that I'm not going to make another woman feel comfortable and disrespect my woman just to make her feel comfortable, right? When we have too many men who are calling the child's mother, bees and all kind of names, and disrespecting their woman, I'm saying we should have a lot more of that in today's standards.
I think when it's applicable. I think you call a woman, just like you call a man, because there's a lot of males out there perpetrating as men.
Yep.
There's a lot of females perpetrating as women. So I think when it's applicable, when you have a woman that doesn't trying to cause unnecessary drama and stress, or you got a man that is not trying to be, as they say, an F-boy, and really be about their business, then I think it's applicable. So like I said, there's a lot of lazy dudes out there that ain't worth nothing, ain't worth $5 with $5 in their pocket. But yet, they want that respect, and I think it's applicable. So I think it's whatever you see and it works for you, then go for it.
All right. Sounds good. Well, right now, 60% of y'all say, yeah, you are confident enough for your spouse to have a great relationship and be on great terms with his ex. 40%, I just appreciate the honesty, because 40% are like, nah, get up off the phone with
I'm confident. I mean, because I feel people going to do what they going to do.
That's true.
If they're going to stay faithful to you, they're going to be faithful.
That's
if they're going to cheat on
true.
you, they're going to cheat on you. Nothing you can do about it.
That comes with what you're saying right now, though, is like wisdom, and that's time in the game, because think about that. Nobody started out thinking, what I'm saying? Yeah, you just get to a place in life where you're like, listen, it is going to be what it's going to be.
I mean, I've had issues, you know what I'm saying? I'm a single dad. So my son's mom has tried to put me through the ringer. I mean, almost taking my freedom unnecessarily. But I've never spoken ill of her in front of him.
Yeah.
I've had my own feelings previously until I released them and forgave her for what she did and moved on.
Yeah.
But at that time, I still never said anything negative because I don't want him to have that type of perception.
Yeah.
Right?
Good,
Formulate your own opinion. She's not here. She's not in your life. She chose not to be, but I'm here. And I'm not going to perpetuate that negativity.
Right. Good for you. That says a lot about the man that you are. Listen, on the other side, we will continue our conversations with the Nick Hamilton, who is never afraid to say what he really thinks. As always, I appreciate that. We'll get to that on the other side. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on the Rob Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters. And that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
1455 Frazee Road, Suite 1050, San Diego, California, 92108. CordellCordell.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580. 1580.
Okay, all right. They tried to come for my neck, y'all. Just so all the men in this studio tried to come for my neck on our y'all did.
We love you, Robin. We would never do such a thing.
And I love you right back.
You are our Coretta of this hour.
I receive it. But nah, y'all basically said I shouldn't have been giving Amber Rose too much credit.
All we were saying simply was that let's call a spade a spade.
Okay.
Let's keep it a buck. Because if that were a dude, and that dude was kind of like that, extra regular average, y'all be having smoke for that dude.
Okay. I mean,
and it would have been warranted.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong about that. I'm just saying I didn't have the heat in my throat. It sounded like you had heat in your throat when it came to Amber.
Or is that truth?
Or is it true? Okay, all right.
Just asking for a
Let
friend.
me fall back. Asking
for a friend.
There was a recent clip that kind of went viral, and it made me think. It made me think, and we can have a quick conversation about it. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to try to get this audio so you can hear it yourself. But the podcast is called The Cutting Room Floor. And by the way, I do not know how this woman was. Her podcast is about fashion and clothes. I don't know how she got Mos Def on. We talked about Mos Def recently, rapper, actor. I'm definitely a fan of his. But they brought up Drake. Mm-hmm. She's asking Drake, and by the way, you I don't know if you're a fan of Mos Def or not, but he is sort of you would definitely call him a hip hop artist. You would definitely say that, no?
Oh,
for sure. Like he's
Black Star, Mos Def,
okay.
like
Great.
MC, hip hop,
absolutely.
Rapper, him, Talib Kweli,
true hip hop. You would call him a true hip hop artist.
Good actor.
Great, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of his. So she asked him about Drake and asked him if he is hip hop. Drake, or excuse me, Mos Def. Andy, do we have the clip ready? Okay, let's just go ahead and play a little bit of it, and we'll talk about it after.
Like, is Drake hip hop?
You have to think about it.
Drake is pop to me.
In the sense, like, if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping.
Commercial music.
Or it's you know, music. Shopping with an edge.
Okay, all right.
In certain instances.
He's not wrong. But I want to know your thoughts. I always looked at Drake as a hip hop artist, but he did start to become a little bit more pop. So I mean, I don't know. What do you think about it?
It's interesting how everybody's now focusing on this subject. And Mos Def, if anybody could talk about it, it's definitely Mos Def. He has every right to talk about that. But also, Glasses Malone has been talking about this same subject for months, and a lot of people have not been talking about it. And he's been hammering the point home. Drake is pop. Drake is a rapper. I don't consider Drake hip-hop. He's a rapper. He's an incredible rapper.
Okay.
Can't stand the singing. But when he raps, like, Drake can absolutely rap.
100%.
And that's what I consider him a rapper. There's a difference between being a rapper and hip-hop. Just like there's a difference between MCing and hip-hop.
Wait, we got about a minute. Give me your thoughts on what hip-hop is versus a hip-hop artist versus a rapper versus MC.
Hip-hop is writing and rhyming. B-boy, graffiti, you know, the whole night was started. What got hip-hop. And then, you know, coming from street urban culture. Rappers know how to rap. They know how to put things together, bars, things like that. MCing is when you actually have straight bars. When you think about MCing, like we talk about Mos Def, Talib Kweli, you know, Crooked Eye, you know, Exhibit back in the, you know, and one, you know, Exhibit, I should say, Yuck Mouth from the Loonies, like, you know, just real MC like the Brat. The Lady of Rage, you know, Rhapsody, like these are people that can actually, you know, Scarface, who was an incredible, doesn't get the respect. He's of Ice Cube, you know. These are people that you look at. Kendrick, you know, J. Cole.
Yes. Forrest Harrison says Drake is hip hop.
Good point.
That's
excellent point.
Drake is hip hop.
Props to you, my man.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. I can't lie about it. Okay, so you definitely agree that Drake is more pop, but he's
a rapper.
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper. Like, I mean, and hip hop has gone commercial. We know that to a greater extent, but they're still rappers. They're still, you know, MCing.
All right, man. We got to have you back in studio, of course, Nick Hamilton, so we could go in on some music. We can go in on other topics. But it is MLK Day, so we have to talk a little bit about MLK. Listen, Nick, let everybody know very quickly where they can find you online.
You can find me at Instagram at Nick Hamilton LA. You can also find me on X at Nick Hamilton 213. Catch me every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, Sirius XM, channel 145, the NH Experience, and also take us with you on the go on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate all of you guys for coming back and to tuning in with me. Catch me again tomorrow on the Raw Report, and you guys make sure to just believe, remember every day to be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Federal prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for the person who killed 10 people in a racially motivated